The charge against Chad Olson of Wahpeton has now been upgraded to criminal vehicular homicide following the death of 20-year-old Bailey Bernstein of Wahpeton last weekend from a hit-and-run pedestrian crash. Bernstein was struck by a vehicle while walking here along 11th Avenue South in Wahpeton on October 12th. According to the criminal complaint, with the names of officers and witnesses omitted, this is what happened. Reading from the complaint, quote, officer at the Wahpeton Police Department was on patrol looking for the pickup and was approached by a male who stated he found the truck involved in the crash. The officer followed up on the tip, locating a black 2018 Chevy 2500 owned by Chad Olson of Wahpeton, parked in the driveway at 842 3rd Street North. The Silverado was backed into the driveway with the front of the vehicle facing the street. The officer was able to observe significant front end passenger damage to the Chevrolet while observing from the street. When additional law enforcement arrived, the owner of the Silverado, Chad Olson, exited 840 3rd Street North and walked up to law enforcement standing on the scene. Olson identified himself to law enforcement and voluntarily admitted while standing outside his own residence and not under detention or arrest that he had been driving the Chevrolet Silverado and had been involved in a crash on 11th Avenue South near the Wahpeton Airport. Olson admitted he was driving along 11th Avenue South in the location of the crash and hit something around the approximate time of the crash. His girlfriend had seen the news story about the crash and asked him about the crash. Soon afterward, law enforcement was on the scene at their residence. Olson was seated with a highway patrolman in the patrol car, read the Miranda warning, and stated he understood his rights and agreed to be questioned. Olson admitted that he had been driving the Chevy from the Great Bend area to his residence at the time of the crash. He believes he fell asleep and struck something, hearing or feeling a boom. Instead of investigating the crash or calling law enforcement, Olson panicked and drove home. Olson did not meet his duty as required when involved in an injury crash. At that point, the highway patrolman detected an odor of alcoholic beverage coming from Olson, along with red, bloodshot, and glossy eyes. Olson admitted to consuming 3 12-ounce Budweiser cans between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. This evening prior to returning home. Olson submitted to a field sobriety test and failed. A chemical breath test was conducted with results of .114. 0.0808 is the legal limit. Olson's girlfriend stated when Olson came home, he took a shower and went to sleep. She stated Olson said he had hit something on 11th Avenue South, but again said it was a mailbox or dog, as he wasn't sure. The girlfriend thought nothing of it until she read a news article of the crash released by the Highway Patrol. She woke up Olson to question him, where he denied being involved in a pedestrian crash. She stated to the officer that she was getting dressed to call 911 and turn him into authorities. Again, that's from the criminal complaint. The charge against Chad Olson has now been updated, as we said, to criminal vehicular homicide, Class A felony, and the other charge, felony charge of duty in an accident involving death or injury, remains. I'm Neil Carlson reporting for iNewZ.TV.